Hi mates, okay, we're going to have a quick look at stripping down a jet drive out. I get the impeller out and nozzle off and stuff. Yeah, I've got the board is actually ready. I've not actually spun both motors up together yet. We'll do that later on together. But it's been sat in the shed for a couple of days because it scared me to death. And I really needed to get my head round on what's going on here, because we are putting an extra 50% spinach into what we had before. We've had it up to 100% more spin than before. So yeah, it scared me to death. I just locked it up in the shed and hopefully it's calmed down a bit. But let's get back onto the stripping of a jet drive. I'll put you on a stand. There you go. Very, very well thought out. There we go. Spin that round. Okay, yeah, the jet drive's really easy to take to pieces. I haven't actually got a Phillips screwdriver, I'm using a flat-headed one, so it just shows you that you can get into this with anything, with a spoon. It's just 4 small bolts and nuts to get out of the way. And the nozzle should come off quite freely. Might be a bit tight this because it's a bit new. Okay. Yeah. And the impeller, as long as you've taken the coupler off and loosened it on the end here, will just slide completely out. Just pull that completely out and put it back. Okay, yeah, so the nuts and bolts, they're all the same. They're only small affairs. And you've got to watch out that you get them seated nicely when you start off. So what you want to do is just make sure that put the nozzle on and then just put the 4 bolts in loosely, and then when you tighten them up they should go in very, very smoothly for the first few turns, but you don't want to over tighten them, so just make sure that they go in. Hang on a minute, I've got shaky hands. Yeah, that went in nice and smooth. Doing them diagonally, good practice. Now you see that one's not actually gone in very well. Yeah, as soon as I started turning, it's a little bit stiff, but not too stiff. So what you want to do is just make sure that you've got things a little bit lined up, and then it should go in smooth. The state of that hand. Okay, that last one. Yeah, once they're all on and tight, push the nozzle up, square it up how you like. A little bit of play here and there, depending what you want. Now it's gone into the boat, and then just nip them up again, diagonally. Yeah. So that's about it. Easy to put on, but if you have found that you've cross-threaded or messed anything up, these are easy enough to replace just by popping out, taking the shoe glue off. But the ones which are inside the jet drives are a little bit harder to access, and what you're going to have to do is take the cheese piece off first. Now there's not a lot of glue as I send them to you, if any at all, on the cheese piece on the inside, so that should pretty much just come out quite easily. But if you've got to give it some extra welly, and if you've glued everything up around the outside, you'll have to take the glue away first, and then remove the cheese piece. If it's very stiff, the cheese piece, what we want to do is get a bit of cardboard, thick cardboard. I got that off a LiPo battery box, yeah. And if you just get that folded over, then over again, that'll just protect the cheese piece while you get some heavies. Get the heavies out, and what you want to do is not be gripping the cheese piece, yeah. But what you want to do is, once it's secure, is just using this action and pulling the lot out. It'll just snap from that position. Yeah, so that's how we're pulling it. Let's get that a little bit better fitting. Just loosen that up a bit. I'll actually make that a bit tighter. One shot. Take a couple of knots maybe. Whoops! Yeah, make sure you're taking it easy. Yeah, and then it's just click like that. Yeah, and it'll come out. Once you've got that out of the way, you can, as I say, access the screws which are in there by taking the shoe goo out. They are slipped into a slot, and there are a couple of little retainers from stopping it from spinning. But if you have cross-threaded it and pushed it too hard and they have clicked out of place, you'll have to glue it in with some epoxy glue. As opposed to having it sealed and having it threaded, if you cross-threaded it, you'd have to dig all the plastic out to get to it, but that should be an easy fix once you've got to it. Alright then. So yeah, once that's in, glue it in, just make sure everything's nice and square with your nuts. If you're going to shoe goo on the end, yeah, here's a little trick that I do, just to stop the shoe goo hitting the end of the... I haven't got a lighter with me actually. Fancy not carrying a lighter with you. It's because I don't smoke. Alright. Okay, but just to stop the glue from sticking to the thread on the nut when you put it in, yeah, if you get a little bit of wax off a candle and just rub it on the threads, yeah, like that, and if you just get, I've got a lighter, found one, get a lighter, and if you just go very quickly, that melts it all into the threads, all the wax. Just let that cool down for a moment, and then when it's in situ and you screw it in, you've got about that much showing at the back. Yeah. Put the shoe goo on it and it won't stick to the thread, and everything should pop out freely. Okay, so that's about it. I'm going to start the beast up later on tonight. Yeah, this is how it's going to run, and it's pretty scary for me. It's been a long time coming. I'm just waiting for the pond to thaw out outside. We've got a bit of a thaw going now, everything's dripping, so it's only going to be a couple of days away. And hopefully with a 50% increase on rotation, we're going to maybe get a 10% increase on speed. And I've also got some cracking boards to show you, which I'm going to have sorted out and fitted, but I just want to run the prototype one or two more times out on the pond, and then it's yeah, let's get going. So thank you very much, gentlemen. Yes, have a lovely evening and all the very, very best. Have a cracking night. Toodaloo, bye bye.